Welcome back. So, that little chestnut family has brought us to another part of the tree. We've come all the way down to the root system by the looks of things. And so, we've entered this little cluster of buildings, I suppose. The first dude here, he looks like another one of those little chestnut guys. And he's telling us that he can help us carry on with our journey if we find enough of these little birds to power the hot air balloon, I guess is what it is. So off we go to find them. And you can see that top place where we just came from. It does kind of look like a bit of a balloon. Now each one of these little buildings has its own little puzzle in it. This one I solved with trial and error, because, as I have said before, I lack logical skills. So each one of these little trumpets sends out a part of a creature, and in some kind of grotesque Frankenstein fashion, we can attach them all to each other and hopefully get one that matches with all the parts, but it's not guaranteed. Kill me. Yes, these creatures that we're creating. I mean, they appear to be an illusion. They do disappear quite quickly. But I do feel a little bad for their brief existence. And by sheer luck, I managed to get the right thing. And there we go, there's the first one. I feel like this part of the game is the most satisfying for me. There's a nice little variety of environments. And the puzzles are short and satisfactory. Or satisfying, I mean, to solve. That was quick. I think that one was just for a creature card. It was quite nice. Growing little bonsai trees and setting off little firework plants. And speaking of hot air balloons, there's a little guy hiding in the corner there, who's now taking a balloon up to those strange hills that are lurking in the roof. And I'm not even going to try and explain any of that, but now we have an item. Well, let's set off some fireworks to celebrate. So it's a bit dark in here. Got some bat kind of creatures hanging off the ceiling. There's a potential light source there, but it's not working right now. Perhaps you can get that working. We found an art gallery, and one of our birdies is horrifically nailed to it. I suppose it's balancing on it. And he wants that thing that we just have. I don't know what it is. It kind of looks like a jester's hat. I suppose. But if it gets us a bird, he can have it. Oh, and a little coin popped out. So they do have a currency system in this little microcosm of the plant world here. I dare say keeping coins behind a painting isn't really a very secure place to put them. She's not too keen on sharing the bird with us. Suppose we'll have to find something to replace it. I did have a good go at it though. I had another little look, see if there's anything lurking around that I could use. Maybe exchange it for the coin. Oh, here's the chestnut family. I mean, I could say that it's the same ones, but I couldn't be sure, to be honest. So they're cooking one of the birds for their dinner, and they obviously want something to replace it, if they're going to give it to us. That's a very efficient system there, I have to say. Perhaps he's just lurking just outside the door. But to know that we've knocked the snow out of that little cup so quickly and to come back and fill it up again, it's impressive. $11 more to go. It seems like a lot, but it doesn't take that long to get each individual one, so... Well, this is an interesting one. I didn't actually remember this puzzle from the first time I played it. But yeah, this guy would be happy to give us the bird that he's riding if we beat him in a game of volleyball. So the little hazelnut guy is up first. He's not exactly equipped for this, I fear. The ball is too big and heavy, it's just gonna give him concussion. Let's send in the big guy. He doesn't have the stability. So I suppose the springy mushroom would probably be the obvious choice here. I'm sure that's against the rules in volleyball. Oh, that was a good one. 1 point to us. I'd never make a career as a sports commentator. I do question these ball physics. They're not exactly very accurate. One apiece? It's looking a bit tense. The crowd is certainly enjoying it. This is probably one of the longer puzzles in this area. That's 2 points to us. I believe it's a best of 3, so I just gotta get one more. Yeah, I think he made a mistake riding that bird. It does seem to hamper his mobility rather than improve it. Whereas I am free to jump and spring around. Oh, there we go. 3 points to us, we win. But at what cost? Oh. Ten more to go. Oh, there's one of the birds. Quickly grab it. Don't know how they fit so many things inside this little jack-in-the-box. Speaking of Frankenstein, there's an actual little Frankenstein chestnut. Well, let's give him a hand. Let's bring this thing to life. There's a creature card for that. There must be something to do with these birds though, you would think. Just another creature card for the little light bulb creatures. There was a lot of stuff in that hole. So we found a bird in here. There's also a few little physics objects to play with. There is actually another thing that we need in this room. I forgot to get it. It's in that fridge. Click it again. Never mind. That little photo is, if you look closely enough, a photo of the room from our perspective. I'm not sure how that camera managed to take it, but... So this bird doesn't want to come with us, it's making a bit of a racket, just waking up this poor sleeping person. Well, let's steal their light. How about that? Nope, you had it right the first time. Use it on the light. There we go. I'll get there eventually. So now we've made it nice and dark in here and the bird goes to sleep. That's how birds work. So now we have a light, and I do remember there was a dark room where there were bats hanging off the ceiling and stuff. I obviously don't remember which one it is though. There will be a bit of that, I'm afraid. Well, they're not quite bats, they kind of look like walnuts. There's one of the birds, anyway. And another coin. Again, it's a bit of an odd place to keep it. Maybe they were hoping it would hatch into other coins. There we go, we figured out how to get the bird. And we're down to 6 already, only 6 to go. We found a restaurant. And there's a character off to the right there, kind of reminds me of Monty Python. Just wafer thin. So I went and picked up one of these pepper things. I can shake pepper into this guy's soup and completely ruin it for some reason. Which doesn't seem very polite, but... Oh no, we've awoken the beast. So that was our opportunity to grab the bird while the chef wasn't looking. It does seem a little bit cannibalistic to see these creatures eating seeds and nuts and stuff. So we found somewhere to put the coins. And it's making it rain inside. This is the worst vending machine ever. Depending on your perspective. I suppose if you live in a desert, it would be pretty amazing. And 4 to go. There's only a few more of these little huts left. So this is a bit weird. We've just drunk some liquid out of some kind of faucet. And now we're hallucinating. So the twig dude seems to be hallucinating that he's inside a bubble. And there's a bunch of trumpet-like things on the floor. No idea what this could signify. Whenever he touches them, they start turning a bit darker. You can control the trajectory of the bubble just slightly. It's a bit tricky. I did kind of think there was maybe a puzzle here that I had to turn each one slightly darker, but ultimately it's just a hallucination. You can see there's a little close symbol in the top right. Really don't need to be doing this. But it's nice to see all that the game has to offer. So you can see the final stage of these is to sprout the black, wormy, spidery things. I did think perhaps just one of them wouldn't. I tried to avoid them, but it's inevitable that we will actually have to just be gobbled up by one of those. That was a hell of a trip, man. Let's try the next one. Oh, it's this game. I know this game. It's kind of like... I can't even remember the name of it now, actually. But that game where you move a paddle around and try and reflect the things back, except that we're absorbing them. And they quite happily bounce off the bottom of the screen anyway. It's a bit like Ozboss actually. Oop. So onto the hazelnut guy. So I have to build up some momentum here, running left and right, to try and get to this glowing light at the top here. It's definitely giving our guys really horrible trips actually. It's not like those psychedelic mushrooms from earlier on. This is quite satisfying though, getting to burst all of these little bubbles. I like how you have to click each character afterwards. It's kind of like you're slapping the sense back into them. I really didn't get the point of this one. I suppose the point was to just burst the bubble like that. And get eaten, same as the rest of them. All that, just to get a creature card.